So after I left Sikkim, I couldn't get a visa, you know. Jam Gurumbache was on the phone pleading with him, you know, and then Karmapa announced, he said, "Oh, you don't have a visa," you know. And Jam Gurumbache and Karmapa were both kind of looking at me like, you know, you don't have a visa, you know. They felt more emotional about it than I did, I think. I was looking at them thinking, wow, this is really affecting them a lot. I was kind of like, ooh, I'm going to be on the move soon. So I had to go plead for my visa at Gangtok with the CID. Yeah.
What does CID stand for?
Chief Inspector of... Chief Inspecting Detector. Detective, right? And he was taking care of visas for Sikkim. He was supposed to monitor that, right? Chief of Police. And so I had to go for an interview and explain what had happened. You know, because I've been in Sikkim, I've been in Rimtek for 6 months. So I went in front of him, you know, in my monk robes, about this big, really skinny boy, and he's like checking me out, you know. And I could figure out that there was sort of some unprofessional aspect here, you know. And so I was taking advantage of it. I wanted to turn it around. I was like...
How old were you?
I was 12, 13, something like that. And then, what were you doing there? You're 6 months? Oh my God. Only 2 weeks you can have visa for Sikkim. And I was like, I was waiting for the phone call. I feel betrayed. Every day I was waiting for the phone call, but nobody phoned. And so I kind of turned it around, and he got nervous. He was like, oh, you know, this white kid has been in Sikkim, inner line permit, without a permit, and he was on duty. And I was like, what are we going to do about this? And he was like, you know, I think you need a visa. And then he sort of like, in a shifty kind of way, you know, bring in application and stamp, you know, and he's... And so he gave me a visa, and I went up, and I went to Darjeeling with my visa. And so when I got to Darjeeling, I went to Kalu Rinpoche's monastery, Sanada. And Kalu Rinpoche didn't want me there. You know,
why?
I don't know. He had too many responsibilities. And he said, oh, you know, if you go up the road, there's Tuksar Rinpoche's monastery. He'll have you. So I went to Tuksar Rinpoche's monastery. They're Drupa Kaju. They're kind of the competing Kajupa. There's Karma Kaju, and then there's Drupa Kaju. So I joined the Drupa Kajus, you know, out of desperation. And I got a job there. They gave me a job because it was an incredibly impoverished monastery. Everybody had to pick tea. All the monks were tea pickers, you know, barefoot tea pickers. Refugees, you know, in the late 70s, early 80s, you know, it was like really tough. Right? We used to have like rice for lunch with 1 chili in it, you know, that was it, on top of a rice pile. And then at dinner, we'd have cracked wheat porridge or noodles. So it was noodles for 250 monks. So I got the job of making the noodles. But I was like this big. You know, I was a string bean. And they had this rolling pin that would go into the wall. It was fixed into the wall, right? And the rolling pin would come out like an oar. It was like actually like a big oar. And then there was the dough would be needed for it was like a lot of dough for 250 people. And then I would knead that dough utilizing this oar contraption thingy, right? So I'd be there like, but I'd have to jump up because I didn't have the strength or the weight. So I'd be in the air, you know, I'd be airborne, hanging on this oar and waiting for it to come down and flatten the dough, and then I'd jump up again, right? You know, legs are kind of like in the air. That was my job. And I chopped wood. I really liked chopping the wood. That was really fun because I got to like vent. You know, I thought the monks were kind of gay, you know, wore dresses and so on, right? And very passive. But I thought, you know, chopping wood was really macho. It was really like, oh yeah, I got a big axe. I'm like, you know, you can go and pray, you fuckers, or I'm gonna chop wood. You know, so I chopped piles of wood, and I got to know the Indian truck drivers, who were gypsies from Siliguri. Siliguri is like a kind of bandit-ridden. They call them dacoits, but they were the original gypsies that have gone, you know, from, you know, hundreds of years. They've been traveling from Siliguri through Siliguri, you know, going through Pakistan, Iran, you know, to Europe. They went that route. So these are original gypsies. And I escaped the monastery, right? And I went, that was my first place. I stayed at Sikkim, Darjeeling for like 7-8 months, you know. And then I split, right? Tutsur Rinpoche didn't give me permission, so I had to escape, right? There's a long story related to that, you know. Actually, it's kind of a complicated story why I had to leave, you know. But I didn't have anybody I could escape with or any place to go to, so I had bonded with the wood choppers, these low caste gypsy wood choppers. You know, because I used to unload the truck with them, right? So we connected every time, you know, they'd unload the wood, I'd help them. So when I escaped, I linked up with them in Siliguri. And in those days, there was a lot of jungle around Siliguri. So I got a job for a while, going around with them in their Tata truck, chopping wood, right? So we'd camp at night, you know, drink rakshi. This is the first time I smoked weed, you know.
You were 13?
Yeah, with these wood choppers, gypsies. And I think they were sort of proud that they had a white boy working for them, because they would kind of show me off to the other people, you know, the other camps. You know, I was sort of some kind of amusement. So we'd have a fire, and then we'd drink rakshi and smoke weed, you know, every night. And then in the daytime, we'd be chopping wood. Yeah, so I was like part of Indian deforestation. Yep. That's how And then I went to Himachal Pradesh after that. Yeah. Shall we eat?
Yeah, let's eat.
But